Okay, so first of all, before I even get into this part of the story, if you guys don't know already, you can visit my blog or you can see the videos on my YouTube channel where Nastassia Smith and Nia Riley from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 2 were really going at it. All types of people's names were being mentioned. Tiny, as in T.I.'s wife, her name was mentioned. Nia Riley claimed that Nastassia had a threesome with T.I. and Tiny. You know, there was talks about girls having abortions and stuff like that. They said that Nia Riley said that Nastassia was pregnant with Chief Keef's child and she had an abortion and all this other crazy shit. Stuff about basically how Nastassia was like dirt poor in so many words and all sorts of nasty allegations and whatnot. Man, and you know, it's like, of course, it just keeps going and going and going. I mean, why would these two young ladies not just call off their beef and just leave it at that when they could just continue fighting for seemingly no reason? I'm trying to figure out where the beef started. I think maybe it started because Nastassia was seeing Soulja Boy behind Nia Riley's back, which of course would be shown on the show, I guess, tonight. Actually, the show just went off as I'm recording. It's like literally like 9:01 and the show goes off at 9 p.m. And I'm too busy making videos to watch the show, so I'm just gonna have to see them afterwards. You know, Black Ink Crew, She Got Game, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I have to go back and rewatch everything. But anyways, the point of me making this video is this. Some more shit was said. And this is pretty bad. This is some pretty nasty shit. I mean, first of all, Nia Riley, what she said previously about Nastassia was so fucked up that I just had to sit back and say, should I even make a video about this shit? It was nasty. It was nasty. In fact, some of the shit she said was so funny that I was hollering. All you got to do is type in like Nia Riley, Nastassia Smith fight, or Nia Riley and Nastassia Smith fight on social media or something like that. It should pop up. Anyways, or just ask me for it in the comment section. I'll post the shit for you. Okay? Okay. So check this out. Here's where the shit really hits the fan. Because it was more or less Nia Riley was the aggressor online at first. But here's what Nastassia Smith had to say about Nia Riley. She said, and I quote, "When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. First off, you used to live in my home. Caught you wearing my panties. You have had 2 men that I was involved with, names tattooed on you, 1 removed. Your N-word was just all over the blogs with another woman buying her Gucci flip-flops, and she's not the only one that's been on the blogs recently with him. I'm broke, but I watched your baby in my house full of thoughts until wee hours in the morning. I'm such a hoe and so broke, but you allowed me to watch your child, which is why I posted the picture, because I used to watch her child and feed her the only food I could provide while residing in LA, Cheetos and Sprite. You live with your mom right now. You love talking about my teeth, but you have more gum than tooth. And please stop editing your chin. Real ones notice, accept thy chin. I'm coming for you now. But just know I haven't done anything wrong to this girl. I was her friend, and every time I let her know I haven't done anything wrong to this girl. I was her friend, and every time I let her back into my life, she went and slept with someone I was talking to. I'm not on her level, but she really wants my life. I'm making your story relevant this season. You said I had an abortion when in actuality, I had confided in telling you about my miscarriage. And you're over here talking about being pregnant for a storyline because your daddy can't even make you relevant. You had an abortion before you had Cam. And you told me you were drinking 5 months into pregnancy because you weren't sure you want to keep her. I chose to move on from the whole Dre situation because I have a bright future I need to tend to. I'm sure he will continue to contact me, so you might need to get that in check. Now that I said what I needed to say, I'm done with Nia Riley as well. And as for all of the allegations, lies don't bother me because people who really know me knows what it is but that's not fair to falsify, end quote. Okay, so here's the deal. Holy shit. Wow, she said a lot. Let me just, okay. First of all, she said that Soulja Boy was on the blogs buying other girls' Gucci flip-flops. I don't want to say names, but I think I know who she was talking about. And when I very first saw that on social media, I didn't understand like what the reference was, because I saw a picture of Soulja Boy wearing some Gucci flip-flops. And then I saw a picture of that female, who I won't say the name of, but she's a model, wearing some Gucci flip-flops. And I was just like, well, what are they saying? Because like people just kind of posted pictures of both of them. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I didn't really get it, but I guess now I understand what the hell was going on. So basically, I guess Soulja Boy was cheating on Nia Riley with that other girl, but I won't say her name in this video. I might have to make a video about that another time, or I'll tell you who in the comment section if you ask. But anyways, let me see, what else did she say here? Because she said a whole lot. She said that she was feeding that baby Cheetos and Sprite because that's the only food that she could provide for her while residing in Los Angeles. But here's the deal. That's sad. If this girl was living off Cheetos and Sprite and she was your babysitter, I mean, instead of you making fun of it, you should have made sure that your child had some snacks and things to the side. You know what I mean? Like, that's really, really sad. And, you know, I'm making a video about this soon, because I know this is really off topic, but it kind of actually fits in with this story. This girl made a video on YouTube making fun of fat people, and a lot of people got offended. And in my video, I'm basically going to explain why fat shaming is not that big of a deal when people are just generally speaking about being fat. And the real issue in America, the hidden issue that nobody wants to talk about, is poor shaming. This young lady was possibly, I'm not perfectly sure, but possibly halfway starving or just not eating right. She was eating Cheetos and Sprite and feeding this to the small child. And we're going to sit up here and we're supposed to laugh about that, because I didn't really get the Cheetos and Sprite reference. Like when Nia Riley had originally said it, she said something about Cheetos and Sprite. And for whatever reason, I was thinking, okay, she's saying that Nastassia was fucking Soulja Boy and he brought her to lunch and he bought her some Cheetos and Sprite. Or so I was confused at where Cheetos and Sprite kind of fit into the story. Maybe I read things incorrectly. I don't know, but I guess what I was thinking was that she was fucking Soulja Boy and he was buying her Cheetos and Sprite, like on some old, like, yeah, you know, like a dude would trick on a girl, like he'll take her shopping or something like that, and all he had to do was feed her Cheetos and Sprite to hit. Like, I thought that that's what Nia Riley was saying for some reason. I thought that was hilarious, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not funny for us to sit around laughing about this person not having anything to eat. You know what I mean? Like, survival to me is just not funny. Like, now that I look at what was really being said before and her kind of clarifying, that's really, really sad. And I really feel for Miss Nastassia, and I'm glad that she's in a better place now. I'm not going to make fun of her about that shit. Anyways, so look out for my video about that, about poor shaming being worse than fat shaming. But anyways, she said that Nia Riley has more gum than she has too. I'm glad I had already read that before I started recording, but I'm telling you, I laughed a little bit too hard at that shit. And the thing about the chin, about having all that chin and and to accept thy chin and stop editing it like out of photos. Wow, that's and I like Nia Riley too. I don't have any problems with her, but this shit is funny as hell. Anyways, she said that Nia is going around sleeping with all the guys that she's talking to. So is she trying to say she was talking to Soulja Boy before Nia? If so, this is just freaking messy. It sounds like these girls need to not be friends and just need to stay away from each other. It sounds like they just can't be civil with each other because they can't figure out who had an abortion. They can't figure out who was talking to Soulja Boy first. And the conversation is so petty that these girls are arguing on the internet about Cheetos and Sprite. You know, like, black women in 2015, I hate to bring race into it, but you know what I'm going to say, right? This is why I'm marrying a Japanese woman. You see, the Japanese woman would never argue on the internet about Cheetos, Sprites, and abortion. See, the Japanese woman has never had an abortion, and Japanese women don't eat Cheetos and don't drink Sprite. They only eat pure organic fruits and vegetables, and every once in a while a little meat thrown in there for good measure, and to get their proteins and things up and whatnot, and the good fats. But anyways, enough about Japanese women. I could go on and on about them. Hopefully these girls stop fighting. I haven't been back to their Instagram pages and whatnot since yesterday, so I don't know whether or not they're still going at it. But they're like combat ants. Black women are like combat ants. They can fight for 72 hours straight. But this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. What did we learn here today, people? Meat Magazine is that dude. The Japanese woman is God. And don't have abortions. Meat Magazine.